So who's in here is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur, Isla entrepreneur. Okay. Who's a coder? Any coders? Okay, so basically today, I'm the CEO of Radius Online. A founder, CEO, Radius Online. So in the US, we're based in Atlanta, Georgia. We represent Car Care Connect. Car Care Connect is actually the #1 automotive marketing digital company in the US. So we develop, that's kind of our niche market. Also, with eDental Image, we are top 5 dental marketing company in the US regarding that. And we're developing apps and solutions as well. So that's basically what I'm going to share with you guys today. So WebsoCast is something that's launching. I'm flying out today to go back home, so we're launching that as soon as I get back. And then Stat Mode is something that we're working on. Okay. So feel free to jump in and ask questions. I hate standing up here just talking. So this is where I was born and raised, Atlanta, Georgia. This is some of our clients. We do websites and really digital marketing for Coca-Cola, Napa Auto Parts, WebMD, BP, MSN, Sprite, Bank of America, Emory. So we do a lot. Been around for about 10 years. Atlanta is awesome because we're home to Georgia Tech. It's one of the top technical schools in the nation. They're actually right across the street from us. So we have students come by, they work with us, they learn from us, they do workshops with us, they get jobs with us. So our team's pretty awesome. We have a lot of things like this. You know, we have ATDC where we coach young entrepreneurs. I'm sitting on the mentoring board there. And it's all about sharing. So, you know, so being part of this, as soon as Kevin told me about it, I was very excited about just helping out any way I can. Because I feel like, you know, young entrepreneurs, you know, I wish I could share some of my mistakes that I've made in my past. Atlanta Tech Village is huge. It's actually the southeast largest technology space in the U.S. So it's actually my friend's place. About 2 years ago, he built a company called Pardot, and he sold it for $100 million. And after he sold it to ExactTarget, 6 months later, ExactTarget sold their company to Salesforce for $3 billion. So what's great about David is that he actually invested back that money into the community and bought a building to dedicate for technology startups in the community. And he has all his fancy cars. He has the McLaren, Porsche, and all these fancy cars, Tesla. And what he does is anybody that does really well, you can borrow his car anytime. That's kind of entrepreneurship that we want to see happen over here in Vietnam as well. See, we can flip some Vietnamese people here and it looks just like this, right? So that's what goes on in Atlanta. This is part of our team. As you can see, this is actually on top of our office. We have the whole Atlanta skyline. You can see Coca-Cola headquarters there. We have AT&T, we have Bank of America, SunTrust, all that. And that's actually on top of our office. Anybody ever visit, please feel free to stop by. This is some of our, we couldn't fit everyone in, so we just did a couple shots. This is our other team members. I think most proud thing about being an entrepreneur for me is about developing a company culture, right? Creating a fun, awesome environment. And with that said, for me, it's just, you know, being a business owner is really, really tough. It just sucks, right? It's just very, very difficult. But if you focus on building an awesome team, a fun environment where you guys come in, you guys love being there, it makes my job easier, right? But also what we're able to do is recruit the most smartest and most talented people in the world. So that's what we focus on. This is some of our people from Georgia Tech, you know, that work with us. They just surprise all of us with cupcakes. Here we did even like a lunch. You know, everyone brought in a muonga and mongol. Most people brought in, you know, turkey, ham, steak, things like that. And we have Kevin in here. He brought in bánh bèo and bánh mộc lọc, you know. So we had to share that. So we share everything. So that's our office. So today my job is to talk about the process of exploring potential customers and developing products based on customers. So for me, being an entrepreneur, how do you explore opportunity, right? I mean, that's just, to me, it's tough. I don't know if you can explore opportunity. I think what you have to do is really have it in your mindset, right? Because I feel like there's opportunities every single day. Everywhere you go, there's an opportunity. Sitting in this room, there's an opportunity. Going to an event's opportunity. Being in class, opportunity. Going down the road, this, in Vietnam, right? This is an opportunity. This is a mess. Anybody ever notice the cable networking on the street? Doesn't even make any sense, right? This right here. It's a guy holding a bamboo ladder, holding someone, right? To me, this is an opportunity. If you're an entrepreneur, you should see this as an opportunity, right? This is the solution. Color coding the cables, cleaning it up, right? But for me, an opportunity is an opportunity. But what you have to do to be successful is to understand there's an opportunity and to be the best at fixing that opportunity. That's what it's all about, right? Because everyone, like even Facebook, Google, were they the first? They weren't the first. But what they were the best at it. Simply the best at it. That's what you have to do. You can come in here and you can create all this and that, your product. You might be smart. You might be very unique. That product might be the only one that ever exists out there. But it doesn't mean you're going to be successful at it. What you have to focus on is being the best at it. Okay? Sometimes you can copy stuff, right? You can copy stuff. Facebook, copy, Zynga, all that, right? MySpace. But what they did was become the best at it. Okay? So focus on being the best whatever you do. So this is $1 million idea, by the way. Anybody want to take that? You're free to take it. Okay? Fix the cable system. It needs it. It doesn't make any sense. So I just share with you guys what we do. For as far as in our Car Care Connect division, we manage around 15,000 websites across the U.S. So this is for the biggest franchises, Napa Auto Parts, which is a Fortune 250. So with us, we deal with a lot of stress, a lot of situations. Okay. I think that Imkan talked about support. Support is a big thing, right? Our biggest thing is to talk about big data. We talk about support. For us, it is important. So within our support system, we manage everything, our support through desk.com. So we're able to track big data. We're able to track how many people call us, how long was the duration of the call, how fast did we serve the client, close out that ticket. Our goal was not to become not become crazy. We can't handle support, right? Because we're managing 15,000 websites. That's a lot of call value. So what our goal is we are able to track through data. What's our number one support ticket? People calling in say, what's my username and password? Right? It's always the case. Number two was really interesting, and this is what we're talking about, opportunity, right? Number two was somebody says, number two issue of the call volume was, can you create a coupon on my website? Can you do a coupon? And I was like, and we have to do it. But what that does is it takes manual labor. Somebody has to design something out, they have to code it, they have to put it on the website, and within a month they have to take it down. So it doesn't make any sense for us. We're like, okay, support, been tracking data, right? Tracking this data, we know that this is a big issue, not only for the customer, but for us. So that's our opportunity. So what our opportunity is we created an app that we're launching out this week called WebsoCast. So WebsoCast is all about a user interface where you can actually design your own coupon promotions. So you can drag and drop, you can enter text, you can design it, and we have pre-made templates that's you can edit, and as soon as you're done with it, everything's automated. It shoots out to your website, it shoots out to your Facebook, your Twitter, it shoots out to your email database with one click. So we turned something that was a big issue, such as support issue, that was causing a bottleneck within our system, and we created an opportunity. We saw an opportunity to make something. So by making this app now, we're looking at that we're not going to charge people. We're actually going to offer this for free. And the reason we see another opportunity is if we offer this for free, that can be potential leads for our sales team, right? So sometimes an app doesn't mean it has to be about making money right away, okay? It could be something that can nurture and make your business even bigger, okay? As far as launching out companies as an entrepreneur, I know we have some presentations today. This is part of what Georgia Tech always, and a lot of the Silicon Valley VCs, we always go through this process, but it's the business model canvas. You guys ever seen this? You guys go through it? Okay, great. See, Vietnam's 3 steps ahead. But this is even the kids at Georgia Tech. This is what they're learning. Every entrepreneur that goes through any workshops in the States has to go through this right here. Okay, so there's a lot of information that you guys are using already. So you have to identify key partners, activities, resources, value propositions, right? Customer relationship, channels, segments, cost structure, revenue streams. So it's the breakdown of your idea, because every entrepreneur has this awesome idea, but the thing is most of the time you're a coder or you're a business guy, but you really have to break everything down, And what we always do at our team is talk about failure. I think we presented at we were at a part of the 100 top CEOs the other day here in Vietnam. Yeah, we were here, and we were helping with the kids. And one of the top questions was, what's the hardest part about being a CEO? And and one of the things they were telling all the kids where they're like, can you teach all the kids how to avoid failure? And for me, honestly, it's completely different in our company. We actually embrace failure. And so when I said that, they're all stunned. They're like, what, you want to fail? I was like, absolutely. Because what we do, instead of like pointing fingers at people in our company and sit there and say, you can't fail, don't mess up, right? I built this awesome company. I'm gonna hire you as a manager. You come into our office, don't fail, don't mess up. But if you say that, if I tell you not to mess up, what do? You always follow the rules, right? And if you follow the rules, you'll never be creative. You never think outside the box. You never make a big change within our company. You never make our company grow, because what you're doing is you're becoming a manager. And that's what we want, okay? So part of the entrepreneurship, to me as a startup, it is different. We have to think differently. We have to think differently from Coca-Cola, right? Because Coca-Cola does, I think, $40 billion a year. If you do that much money, guess what? Don't mess that up, right? But for us, because we have to grow, we have to think differently as entrepreneurs, okay?
Nothing to lose.
I'm sorry?
We have nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing to lose. But biggest thing is, I thought this quote was pretty awesome. It's just like, be like water, right? Everybody know Bruce Lee. So empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes a cup. Put it into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes a teapot. Now water can flow, or if you crash, be water, my friend. That's Bruce Lee. But what I think that means, even for an entrepreneur, it means being flexible. Knowing when to pivot, okay? Because you're gonna present today, and everyone's gonna say it's an awesome product, this and that. But once you start going out trying to sell it to people, guess what? People are gonna slam their door in your face. They're gonna say, no, this sucks. I'm not gonna pay for this, right? This is a cute product. I'm not gonna pay for it, okay? So what do you have to do? Do you scratch it? No, you change things up. You gotta flex, right? You gotta be flexible. You can't just hang on to something and work on it for a year, 2 years, and you finally launch it out, and you find out that no one even likes this idea, okay? So always challenge yourself, figure it out, okay? So even within Websocast that we're building, our whole idea is, the way we're marketing for our company is affiliate marketing, referrals. We focus on a lot of referrals, call blasts. We do free website health checks. We do tons of webinars, social, SEO, landing pages. We do some retargeting. I think I know retargeting, opt-in emails, and our job is to develop prospects. Within prospects, that's how we nurture and we market and we develop a sales system. So sometimes building an app doesn't mean we're going to go viral. We're going to be the next Flappy Bird. Sometimes it's not. If it does, great. I'll take the money, right? I'll take the fame too. But sometimes it can be part of your marketing too, okay? And one of the things I always challenge with app ideas is I always ask them, is it candy, is it vitamin, or is it painkiller, okay? That means, is it a feature? And what I see a lot when people have ideas for applications is that it's just a feature of something. No one's ever going to pay you for that, right? But a feature can be okay. But what you develop is, when you focus on developing an app, is you have to figure out, is it something people would die for, right? Will it change people's lives? So think about that when you focus on your application. Sales fix everything. For me, I come from a sales background, so I worked for a major company that did sales for 6 years before I started my company. But this is true. This is Guy Kawasaki's quote. But sales do fix everything, and that's one thing. As if you're a coder, if you're just an entrepreneur, that sales is the most difficult part. Like in our company, we focus 60% on sales and marketing, 20% on building applications or technology, and 20% on operations, right? Because sales does everything. Sales buys you time. When you screw up, sales will give you another chance. If your application doesn't work, the beta version was crashed, sales will give you another chance for that, okay? With sales, if you're selling already, you need money, you need VC money. If you're already selling, they'll give you more money, okay? So sales will do everything. So one of the things as an entrepreneur, learn sales, okay? Don't be scared. Learn to speak. Learn to knock on doors, okay? Learn sales process, sales techniques. But for me, honestly, everything matters. The thing is no two stories the same. I can't sit here and tell you how you're going to launch out your company, how you should do things. The reality is everything matters. You should learn everything. Learn support, how to make raving fans, right? You have to learn sales. You have to learn marketing. You have to learn how to code. You have to learn. That's just being an entrepreneur, right? If you can't afford to hire one person, you have to step in and do their job. You can't just wait for funding. There's no such thing. Even in the States right now, VCs, if your company has no chance to become $100 million, you're not going to get VC funding. That's just the reality, okay? So you have to make it on your own, okay? What was that? WhatsApp guy, got turned down by Facebook and Twitter, right? Yeah. And here he is selling his company back to Facebook for $19 billion. That's not too bad, right? It's a good story, okay? But the challenge is, being an entrepreneur, for me, is probably the hardest thing you'll ever do in your whole life. To me, is the equivalent of climbing Mount Everest, okay? I've always kind of compared it. I've never done Mount Everest. I don't know if I'll ever do it. But I just think the process is the same, okay? If you want to climb Mount Everest right now, tomorrow, can you do it tomorrow? No, right? There's no way, I don't think, unless somebody's athletic. But there's no way you can do it. But what you do is you train. You have to train, right? You have to practice. You have to get going. You have to break it up in process. You might can do it next year. But the most important part is like who you're going to do it with, who you're going to train with. And the day you climb, who you're going to climb with, okay? Because it's the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life. So it has to be this big journey, okay? And you can't just go from A to B right away. You have to really think it through. To reach a goal you have never done before, you must do things you have never done before. You do. If you're shy and you have the most amazing app in the person, you need to learn to pick up the phone and call someone, okay? You need to call FBNC and get an interview, all right? Don't be scared. Got to go over there, shake his hand, get his card, get his cell phone number. But goals. The goals is, you have to break it down, okay? It's not, passion is, that's what our company is all about, passion, okay? But passion drives you, but you still have to do goals, okay? You have to get specific goals, measurable goals, attainable goals, realistic goals. And honestly, I'm the most scatterbrained person. I'm a drinker, I'm a partier. The thing is time-based. That's not my strong suit, but you have to get good at it. That was my weakness, right? But putting deadlines on all this matters, okay? So your app, your learning, marketing, sales, you go to things. You have to put a deadline on things. And that's the only way you'll ever reach this, okay? Our motto at our company is just be awesome and do awesome things. So thank you. That's a short presentation. But if you guys need anything, feel free to email me anytime. I check my own email, and I'll be happy to reply. Okay? Come on in.